You are watching 12 Sports tonight on 12 Plus. I'm Cameron Cox. Remember, happiness is a choice. Go out and make it a great day. We'll catch you up with the rest of the crew here in just a moment. Every Thursday night, come hang with us, talking all things Arizona sports. We're going to tell you the important stories, the ones that matter, introduce you to people that truly inspire here in the Valley. This is 12 Sports Tonight, Arizona's OG and longest running sports show, streaming on 12 Plus. Let's go. Jordan Ott being introduced today at the Suns practice facility. Of course, he's been a career NBA assistant, right? Big background in player development and started out actually in the video room. And he's not changing who he is at his core. Ott talked a lot about the players. Most of his press conference actually saying we're going to demand these guys to work. And I want them to know I'm going to help them. Quote, I want them to know we're going to be here together. Now, despite being more than qualified for this job, many fans still have this impression that he only got the job because of his ties to Michigan State, like the new GM and, of course, owner Matt Ishbia. Ott said it like this.
I've earned the right to be here. I've spent 20 years of working as hard as I possibly can to be here in this spot. I've been around great people, great coaches, great players to allow me to grow, put me in tough spots to see if I can get better. So I know I've earned this opportunity. I'm going to work as hard as I can from here on out to prove that I am here for the right reasons and I've earned this opportunity. So that excites me. That excites me going forward.
We wanted to find the right coach that fit a lot of the stuff that I talked about a few weeks ago, that Matt talked about a couple weeks previous, in terms of building that identity. As I said a few weeks ago, now we got to go execute. And if we execute, then we're going to be in a great place. And that's what we're excited about.
As you heard of, guys, he's earned it, and he already has the respect of players on this roster. It was pretty cool to see a handful of guys here for his introductory press conference, including Royce O'Neal, Oso Iguodaro, and Ryan Dunn, the two rookies from last year. He's also got a great relationship with Devin Booker right off the rip. Book gave his a stamp of approval on the hire, and Ott is wasting no time hitting the ground running. He's already been involved in some personnel meetings and some early draft day prep, too, as well. The Jordan Ott era is officially underway for the Phoenix Suns. We'll have much more coming up here at 4:45. Guys, back to you.
Personnel's key, right, Cam? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with these players? You going to blow this team up?
Yeah, Troy, I think that's the biggest thing moving forward is what do you do with this roster? Now the discussions happen moving forward. What do you do with Kevin Durant? Is Bradley Beal coming back? Do they want Bradley Beal to come back? And how can you retool this thing? There is going to be somewhat of a rebuild moving forward. But here's the deal. He's committed, just like the owner, to building this thing around Book and getting this thing back on track. In fact, that's what he told Book in their very first conversation right after he got the job. We're going to get this thing back on track.
We talked about it a bunch last year, especially because, you know, most expensive roster and vastly underperformed. So something's got to change going forward.
Yeah, Troy, and I think that's the big thing moving forward. And Jordan talked a lot about that today at his press conference. Like, hey, I'm thankful to have this job. I'm honored to be here as the Suns' new head coach. But what's next? What can we do next to improve this team? I really like some of the things that he mentioned. He's big on players and player development and any way to help the players improve. He's big on communication, which is something the Suns, of course, were lacking last year with that big-time failure, the most expensive failure in NBA history. Jordan Ott is all about the players and player development. He cut his teeth in the video room, spent the past 10 years an assistant coach, and as he put it, he has earned this job, earned the right to be here, and has some big plans to move this franchise forward. It was really cool to see a lot of the players here to support him and their new head coach. Some people wondered, though, like, what is his mindset? This franchise, of course, is on their fourth different head coach in 4 years, back-to-back years now, where they fired a head coach after one season. So is there any worry about taking over this franchise with that kind of trend?
Right now in the NBA, you not only have to be talented, but you have to have high character. So initially, everyone, will be respectful of the position, but it quickly turns to, can I help them? And once they know you can help them, that helps the relationship. That helps you coach them once that relationship is formed.
Guys want to know what's going to be expected of them, and they want to be held accountable, and they want everybody held accountable. So as we went through it, every time I went through this, that's Jordan Ott. That's the guy sitting right here.
Brian Gregory, the new GM of the Suns, said that a few times, that this is when they checked all the boxes, when they asked players all around the league and coaches what they want out of a leader, it all kept coming back to Jordan Ott. Speaking of leaders, Doug Frontier. right? You've been a leader in this community for a long time, Dougie. Our son's insider here. Doug, your reaction, you were sitting there too listening to Jordan Ott. What were your takeaways?
Went to my first press conference in 1991. Every single one, you thank the college president or team owner, then you thank the GM and the athletic director, then you thank your wife. I like Jordan Ott. He didn't do any of that. He thanked the players that he's coached in the past as the first thing. Why? Because he says they're the ones that got him this job with those relationships and they're listening. He has kind of a Brad Pitt feel to him. I know you didn't expect that. Not the way he looks, but the way he delivers every message. It's very clear. It's very concise. I came in not knowing what to expect. I'm leaving a Jordan Ott fan.
Doug, you and I kept talking during the press conference. Like every time he kept answering an answer, it's like, man, this guy seems to get it. And it seems to, he has what the Suns were missing, yes. Right?
Exactly. I didn't sense like that aura, that presence where you walk in and you command the room, but I did sense a very no nonsense. I'm here for basketball. That's it. You want frills? Go find somebody else. That's exactly what the Suns, in my opinion, need right now.
All right, big question moving forward, Doug. Do they win? We all know this team is in somewhat of a rebuild mode. They got to figure out what to do with Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. About 20 seconds left. Can this team win with Jordan Ott leading the charge?
As your deep-based insider, I have no idea because I have no idea who's on this roster right now. Who's going to be on this team in 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. But I do think they got the hire right, and I think that's what's most important for the near future.
You know, the Suns needed a new leader to move this franchise forward after missing the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. A coach and a leader, a kind of a basketball nerd who's all about the players and for the players, and most importantly, someone who is interested in getting this team back on track and really rallying this community together. Well, the Suns found that in Jordan Ott. Suns introducing Ott today to the media out here at the practice facility. Very solid first impression. Said he earned this job after being an NBA assistant for 10 plus years. His background, player development, and he's already building those relationships. A handful of players on hand today to watch his press conference in person. Of course, the Suns coming off missing the playoffs. They got to fix this thing and do it quickly. They got to fix this roster. His message, very simple to you, the fans out there. We're going to be a fun team to watch, and we're going to play hard. As we all saw, neither happened last season.
We're going to move. And, you know, the cutting piece is important. And we saw that this past season. Teams started to pick up on it. But we're going to cut. We're going to move bodies. And then we're going to find ways to get extra possessions. And then at the end of the day, defense needs effort. All-out effort all the time. And then we're going to have to be connected. You know, through the 48 minutes, there's going to be some type of adversity. Can we stay connected to move past that and be more connected? We need everyone to help and find solutions. That's all departments, all of us, to help these guys not only get better, but then find solutions before the game, in game, and then post game. I am chomping at the bit to try to get this thing, get on the court.
New Suns GM Brian Gregory said, in conversations talking with players and coaches around the league, asking what they look for in a head coach, their answers kept leading the Suns back to new head coach Jordan Ott. Quote, in every phase of this, he stood out. Jake Garcia has more on the Suns' new head coach.
The punchlines were easy to write. That's because the pipeline from Michigan State to the Phoenix Suns now includes the owner, GM, and head coach. But Jordan Ott doesn't think it's a laughing matter. He struck a no-nonsense tone in his first press conference on the job, less worried about his past relationships that helped him get here, and more worried about his future ones that are going to help him stay here.
So I'll say it like this. Like, I've earned the right to be here. I've spent 20 years of working as hard as I possibly can to be here in this spot.
Jordan Ott says his references might speak loud, but his resume is why he's here.
I'm honored to be the next head coach of the Phoenix Suns.
A career assistant who just got the promotion he's been seeking.
Moving that 12 inches over is different, but I'm always going to bank on who I am as a person. That hasn't changed.
That person is a basketball nerd, a film junkie. The X's and O's are his X factor.
We know the efficiency of offensive possessions, start high and they drop.
Music to the ears of general manager Brian Gregory.
The buzzword, the alignment was there in terms of that.
For Ott, it was the stars that aligned.
I think I have too much appreciation for the profession to believe that, guaranteed it's going to happen.
A rookie head coach who on day one sounded like a seasoned vet.
I know I've earned this opportunity. I'm going to work as hard as I can from here on out to prove that I am here for the right reasons.
The Suns' head coaching job has been a turnstile lately. 4 new head coaches in 4 years, but Ott said that didn't scare him away from taking the job. His come up from video coordinator to head man taught him something about seizing an opportunity.
Jordan Ott didn't need catchphrases or fake energy to impress. His realness tells the story, his knowledge, his values. As Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon would say, that dude knows ball. Ott's hire kind of reminds me of JG and ASU head coach Kenny Dillingham. Young, up-and-coming coaching gurus who are uniquely themselves and all about pouring everything they got into their players. Suns got a lot to fix. We all know this, right? Ott's up for the challenge, or as he put it when talking about Devin Booker, quote, he's in the prime and ready to rock. We need to help him. That's my job, end quote. Sounds good to me, coach. It's one of those reactions you only get from a core memory. Recently, Sun star Devin Booker was golfing in Flagstaff. A group of kids heard he was in the neighborhood. Understanding the assignment, they grabbed their nearest Book jersey and rushed over. Seeing the kids coming, Book stopped, made sure to say hello to all, and signed every autograph. Go! Local realtor Larissa Haas capturing the moments, saying watching her kiddos meet their idol was like watching actual magic. She called Devin a class act, an absolute gem of a human, and also apologized for the mid-golf ambush. Just so we get this on camera, whose house? Whose house?
Yeah, it's my house.
This your house?
Yeah, this is my house. Man.
Booker is a man of our people, his city. Since arriving in the Valley in 2015, Book is constantly out in the community, hosting camps, pulling up the pop-ups, leaving shoes everywhere, even giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars to local nonprofits.
We are on a stage where, we can have an impact on other people's lives and, change people's lives.
What's up, man? It's great meeting you, man.
He inspires many to be legendary, all ages, even babies.
Start them early.
Random acts of Bookness happening a few times this offseason.
Whoa, thank you.
I am.
I'm like your biggest fan.
My man. Give me some.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
Have a good one.
And now a meeting with these young fans that they will remember forever.
Bit of a rough season so far.
Rough season, Troy, but man, finally, they just putting some things together these past 3 games at home. You know what, fans, I get it. I read the emails, I see the messages. They make you mad. They make you happy again. That's just kind of life as a D-backs fan these days. But through all the injuries, right, they're still treading water. From getting sweeping the Braves to being swept by the Reds to now sweeping the Mariners. What a wild week and a half, right? Wild year for Eugenio Suarez. 3rd Grand Slam of the season. That just woke everybody up in the stadium, right? Fans are pumped up for the power surge. They're going to like this too as well. Pavin Smith, his own jolt. The solo home run just moments after Geno's 5-run 6 was the only offense they needed. Plenty of support for Eduardo Rodriguez. D-backs win at 5-2. They're back to 500 with a record of 34-34. Much needed win, right? Given all the injuries to pitchers lately. Snakes snap it up, including starter Eduardo Rodriguez. His 2nd start back from the IL. E-Rod just dealing, folks. 6 1/3, only 2 runs allowed. First quality start since his first one of the year. Since April. How crazy is that? Manager Torey Lavelle took him out after 81 pitches. That was by design.
I just crashed the party.
They're the faces of football in the Valley. The leaders, the head coaches. Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon and ASU head coach Kenny Dillingham are both entering year 3 in the Valley.
You got the Suns hat and everything. I love it.
Both put the players first.
I always say, you want to learn ball, talk to the players.
I'm for everything that can help the player.
And respect runs both ways.
He's got major juice. He's very smart.
Yeah, I think he's awesome. Just getting around him, he's super intelligent.
He thinks about the game a really unique way, I think. He's on it.
His plan has stayed the same to win. It's really hard to stay the course, and he has done that. So I'm fired up to watch him and his team play this year.
The Cardinals recently hosting Dillingham and his staff out at practice.
Yeah, it was fun. I like giving the opportunity for the younger guys or even some of the veterans to go out if they want to steal something from a position drill. For me, I'm trying to steal some organizational stuff. What can I learn? Go there, watch, listen.
Beyond learning, watching the Cardinals brings back some of Dillingham's best childhood memories.
I reached out to them. I grew up a Cardinals fan, so obviously, my family won tailgater of the year there twice. So, I grew up tailgating, so the Cardinals are something near and dear to me. So going out there and Coach being able to open the doors for us and me being able to learn, why wouldn't I take that opportunity to get better?
And it sounds like it doesn't get much better than a Dillingham tailgate.
A lot of energy. A lot of energy. There could be upwards of 100, 150, 8, 10 tents filled, green chili burritos, ice, literally ice sculptures. I would just say the commitment to being great. They were my family and the Mickeys were very committed to having the best tailgate on the green lawn.
What do you make of a young Kenny right there?
He doesn't look that much different.
Right?
He already looks young.
Man, the bird cage is what it was called. Thanks to his mom, Jerry, by the way, for the photos of those tailgates from back in the day. How cool is that?
I think I recognize his dad. I've been going to those games forever.
I know. You probably see them. If they're rolling 100 deep with some ice sculptures out there, I guarantee you saw them out there.
Next level
How cool
stuff.
is that? It's cool to have those two guys lead the two top programs here in our state. 3 practices that everybody but the rookies kind of break for summer vacation. Training camp, as we all know, at the end of July. Kyler Murray heading into year 7. He says this team can win.
I feel great. Personally feel the best I've ever felt. As far as the unit goes, I love what obviously JG and Monty and the guys upstairs have done. I believe the game starts in the trenches, and I think we attack that area for sure. For me, now it's just about going and doing it on the field during the season. We got the guys in the locker room to do what we need to do, and it's on us to go execute and prove these guys right.
Xavier Thomas and Jordan Birch were youth league rivals turned high school teammates, now lining up right next to each other in the NFL. Their chemistry is unspoken, but they sure had a lot to say about their time together as teenagers in our Sunday conversation. These practice fields in Tempe are a long way from home for Jordan Birch and Xavier Thomas, but they're in it together, just like old times. Thomas is into his second year in the NFL, Birch beginning his first set of offseason workouts. When the Cardinals took him in the 3rd round of the NFL draft,
the Arizona Cardinals select Jordan Birch.
They rekindled a connection that started in South Carolina. Thomas and Birch were born and raised in the town of Florence.
You get like a homey feeling when you're there. Everybody's pretty nice.
Being from a small town, everyone is behind you and supports you from that town.
Population was small, but the goals were big. Thomas knew his big break would come in high school.
I grew up just dreaming of being a Wilson Tiger and wearing the purple and gold, and that's what I did during that time and still repping to this day.
Wilson High School opened in 1868 as the first public school in the city. It was already on the map, but Thomas made the entire country care. By the time he was a junior, a consensus 5-star recruit and a top 5 prospect nationally.
I just knew I had an example to make, just to show those guys how I look and how to carry it the right way.
One of those proteges was Jordan. He had played against Xavier in youth leagues.
He used to truck everybody. Everybody was scared to go tackle him, but I'll go hit him.
They joined forces as high school teammates in 2016. Xavier a junior, Jordan a freshman.
You got a 5-star, #1 player in the nation, right in your hometown. So why not, gain something from it or, ask as many questions.
But first, Birch had to answer a question for himself.
He wanted to be a running back, a wide receiver, and a point guard at 6'5", 250 pounds.
Thomas Balcom was the head coach at the time. He said he didn't want Birch to fumble the bag.
I told him, you're going to make your living with your hand in the ground. I said, son, you're going to be a tremendous defensive end. I said, I'm telling you, trust me.
Birch's decision to trust ended up unveiling the truth. Thomas and Birch only played 1 season together before transferring, but the duo was deadly.
With him being a bookend to Xavier, it was ridiculous, actually.
People definitely had the game plan for us. We definitely had a good amount of talent on that side of the ball.
Thomas said while he took him under his wing at the start, Birch quickly grew wings of his own. Takeoff, just a matter of time.
I want to be like you when I grow up, type thing, but not knowing his time was coming regardless.
Time wound up being a flat circle.
We happened to be on the same team that I go to, same city, played in high school together, so it didn't feel real at first.
Now both with the Cardinals, the past repeats.
The same as high school where I came in not really knowing much about the position, and he kind of showed me how, to go about it.
From Florence, South Carolina, to flourishing in the NFL.
It's something you just see about in the movie.
A long way from home, but the feeling of home just a few steps away.
A locker mate right next to me, so any questions I need, I just ask him.
Bunch of future Sun Devils just having a blast. Speaking of the future, ASU football is changing the way they recruit in-state talent, and Kenny Dillingham has a golden idea. Kenny Dillingham is giving out golden tickets. No, not the kind from Willy Wonka, but same principle.
I'm born and raised here. A lot of our staff is from here. We're trying to figure out this code to recruit the state.
Starting June 15th, any offer ASU gives to a local recruit in the 2027 class and beyond will come with a special golden ticket.
We're going to be a little bit different in how we recruit the state to try to keep the best players in the state home. And that's part of the strategy to do that is it's going to be special to come here again. Wow. I'm one of the few people who get the opportunity to stay in state.
ASU has plenty of great local talent in their history books, but the struggle to recruit in-state talent remains. Despite the program's success, winning the Big 12 title and making the college football playoff isn't enough.
20 years, it's never worked, right? So, our winning is not recruiting this year's class or next year's class. It's recruiting the 8th grader who's out of camp. We can become trendy in the interim, but we still got to try to be a little bit different and unique to really get those guys to feel like staying home is special.
Golden ticket promotional idea is probably the best idea I have ever had.
The reality is if you're born and raised here, you don't know how good you have it. I'm a living testament. I left. I did the same thing. I experienced other things and I realized how good this place is. But we do want to do something unique to make this place, more special for the in-state guys.
It's probably the best idea anybody has ever had.
Is this it for Bobby Hurley at ASU? Hurley entering his 11th season in Tempe on the final year of his contract. This offseason really tested him, right? Only 2 players are still on the roster from last season's, of course, big-time failures. So, Bobby, what's the mindset heading into a major prove-it year at ASU?
I shifted just my narrative and the vision and what I was trying to portray to everybody. Like, my back's against the wall. I've loved my time here at Arizona State, and I value that greatly, and I'm a competitor, so, if you have 1 year and you want to be with someone that's all in and invested to win this year and have a great season, then it might make sense for you. So that was kind of the approach I took.
So a new narrative for Bobby and a new era for ASU women's basketball. New head coach Molly Miller has settled into her job. She's also rebuilt a roster. Coming over from GCU, Miller's teams were known for their lockdown defense. She takes over a program that had the 7th worst defense in the country. That's out of 353 teams. Their new motto, take charge. Miller promising a fun team to watch and a new culture.
I just want everyone to feel pride and ownership and like they love their women's basketball program, and we're going to represent Arizona State to the best of our abilities. They're going to watch a fun brand of basketball. My biggest compliment is when my peers say, how do you get your kids to play so hard? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, that's what we do every single day. That's our default setting. That's our mode of playing hard. And so come out and see what it is. Like, they're really good kids. They're going to be excellent basketball player, but they're going to represent some relentless energy and hard work out on the court that I think will stand out to a lot of fans.
That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching 12 Sports Tonight on 12+. Same time, same place next Thursday. Don't forget, get the best sports coverage in town right here on Arizona Sports Station, morning, noon, and night on 12 News. If you miss us, head over to 12news.com, the 12 News YouTube page, or right here on the 12 Plus app on your TV for free. I'm Cameron Cox. We'll see you back here Sunday night at 10:30 on 12 Sports Tonight.